What's up, SEO Nation? I was just looking amazing, waking up from a nap. But before my nap, I was helping a friend with some questions about hiring. And I was telling him about this thing that we do to help filter out false positives and bad applicants. And I realized it'd be a great video for you guys. So we have a test site where it's a fake site, right? And so what we've done is set up a couple false positives. So for example, we'll ask them these kinds of questions. So what is the error and how will you fix it? So this is actually not an error. We just like typed it into the source code. And so it's not an actual PHP error. It's a paragraph, right? And so then we did other things like, what version of jQuery does this have? And then that's things that if we're hiring for a developer, they would be able to find those things. They would know to look in the source code. Or we'll ask them things about which directories are disallowed. And so that would advise them to go to the robots text file, but we don't give them any guidance. We ask them where the sitemap is. And so we intentionally set up like, sitemap underscore index.xml instead of sitemap.xml. And so we ask them all these questions that only a developer would know. And they're not like super advanced questions, but it just eliminates so much of the basic applicants that are just not a right fit. And we do the same thing for like designers and everything else. And so the examples of designers, we have a mock-up and we send them an intake question. And so one example is like, here's a 10-point multiple choice question. And it says, what of these things are wrong in the branding? And all 10 of them are wrong. And so we're not looking for perfection. And so if they answer 5 or less, then it just throws away the application on the back end, but they don't get notified. And so they still go through the process without their feelings getting hurt, but then you don't have your time wasted. And then if they answer the correct amount or above the threshold, then there's filters on the other questions too. So they have to meet the minimum threshold on multiple questions. And then if they're successful in that, then it sends you that. And so these are great ways to integrate false positives and Easter eggs and things like that into your processes to help save you a lot of time. And we do a lot of things like this in onboarding too, not the Easter eggs, but systematizing a lot of this stuff. So just something to think about.